Our city streets hide a secret, life-saving masquerade. We walk past fire hydrants assuming they are just red, but their painted colors are a hidden survival code. Misreading this language while a huge building burns can mean the difference between rescue and tragic ashes. Humans rely on simple visual rules. We see a heavy iron post on the corner, and we think of safety. We assume if it is painted cherry red, it is a standard fire department tool ready for any disaster. If it is yellow or green, we might think it belongs to a park or a private company. That is totally wrong. In the high-stakes realm of firefighting, trusting your basic visual instincts can lead to disaster. There are hydrants that look incredibly powerful, yet they barely have enough pressure to wash a car. And there are strange, brightly colored plugs that seem out of place but can flood an entire city block. So, what is the secret behind the rainbow of iron? Today we decode the hidden street-level language. If you saw a hydrant with a bright green or light blue top, you might think the city ran out of red paint. Yet, according to the National Fire Protection Association guidelines, those are the ultimate lifesavers. They look like strange urban art, but they represent incredible water flow when every single second counts. Conversely, look at a classic, entirely red hydrant. It appears absolutely perfect, strong and reliable. It looks like the ultimate weapon against a massive blaze. But connecting to it could burn a house down. A purely red hydrant means the water flow is less than 500 gallons per minute. It is very weak. City planners do not color code for aesthetic beauty. There is a famous myth that red always means fire. While standard red is the universal sign for emergency equipment, it does not guarantee high performance. Consider a hydrant with a bright yellow barrel and a light blue cap. It looks like a bizarre child toy. It stands out like a neon sign on a gray sidewalk. It seems weird, yet it is the safest bet for crews. That blue cap signifies a massive flow of 1,500 gallons per minute or more, acting like a river. So, if the main body color is not a reliable warning label, what about the specific rings and caps? You may have heard that a yellow barrel means it is a public water source. The truth is much deeper. Take a hydrant painted completely violet. When you spot it, it looks alarming, almost like toxic waste. It looks terrifying, as if it is pumping chemicals. Yet it actually supplies reclaimed, non-potable water. Firefighters can use it perfectly well for extinguishing flames, even if it is not safe for drinking. However, its dark cousin, the completely black hydrant, is a totally different and dangerous story. As the dark color suggests, a black bag or black paint means the unit is completely out of service. Hooking a hose to a black hydrant is a fatal error. The dark color is a giant stop sign, not a choice. And then there are the tricky doppelgangers of the neighborhood. Imagine finding two identical hydrants. They sit side by side on a large corporate campus. But if you look closer, one is red and one is yellow. This is the private versus public system mimic. A yellow body means it is connected to the city water main. If a fire crew mistakes a red private hydrant for a high-pressure public one, they might lose everything. Private hydrants often rely on internal pumps. If the building loses power, that red hydrant goes totally dry. It is a classic example of a dangerous look-alike. The biggest danger to crews is not a broken valve. It is the evil twin, the deceptive water source. The most famous example is the drafting or dry hydrant. Rural firefighters rely on them during hot summers. They look like standard red or yellow iron pipes. But to the untrained eye, They hide a secret. While standard ones are pressurized, dry hydrants are empty. They are essentially plastic pipes dipping down into a nearby pond or lake, requiring a powerful vacuum. Connecting directly to a dry hydrant expecting instant pressure is a terrible, catastrophic mistake. Another terrifying scenario involves the color orange. An orange cap means intermediate flow capacities. It indicates between 500 and 999 gallons per minute. Just an average flow. Mistaking an orange-capped plug for a high-flow blue one during a massive commercial fire is devastating. It starves the fire engine of water while you wait for a pressure surge that is never going to arrive. Finally, we must address the most dangerous myth of all, the assumption that any water source will work. We are taught that as long as a hose fits, the fire goes out. But veteran pump operators report otherwise. There is no magic fix when a pump runs dry. A weak, red-capped hydrant feels completely normal at first. By the time the gauge drops to zero, usually minutes into a heavy attack, the structure is already lost. You cannot magically squeeze more volume out of a tiny underground pipe, and you cannot cheat physics. So, is there a simple way to know the exact power of a fire hydrant just by glancing at its shape? No. There are no shortcuts, no universal shapes, and no random paint jobs. There is only strict regulation. You must identify the specific National Fire Protection Association color code 100% of the time. The street is full of vital lifesavers like the high-capacity blue caps, but it hides deadly mimics. Remember the old firefighter mantra? There are fast pump operators, and there are accurate pump operators. But there are no fast and accurate operators who ignore the colors. Stay curious. Stay extremely safe. Do not hook up to a water source you do not completely understand. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and leave.